from Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for holding this hearing on a very important topic, which is data privacy. But I've got a couple other things that I want to talk about while we're here related to this. Miss Wojcinski, is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Wojcicki.
Wojcicki, okay.
Oh, it's the guy we just watched. Damn, now I'm gonna have to post these both videos at the same time.
Thank you for being here and taking the time.
Mr. Gill, the legend.
23andMe has really, over the past few years, gone out of its way to show how woke it is. And one of the things that it's been promoting, amongst many others, is a variety of different pronouns. Here's a tweet that you guys.
Oh, let's read that. Let's read that. He, him, she, her, they, them. Z, H, I, R, X, E, X, E, M, F, I, E, F, I, E, R, E, E, M. What is that? Some equation? What the fuck? Whoever wrote this, I'm willing to bet that they went to OpenAI, and I'm saying OpenAI because Grok wouldn't go with this. Don't tell me that Elon would program Grok to do this shit. Anyway, someone went to OpenAI and they were like, hey, can you come up with some new pronouns? Because this is ridiculous. Don't tell me this is real. Come on.
Guys put out in June of 2021. I just want to ask you, what does E mean as a pronoun? It's E.
To be honest, I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you know what M means as a pronoun?
I'm also not sure.
Okay. Don't you think it's important to know what these mean? You guys are in this post. You wrote, or somebody on your comms team wrote that using the correct pronouns impacts trans people's health, can reduce the risk of depression and suicide. That's a pretty serious claim. It seems like if you're going to demand people use these pronouns, you would know what they mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I strongly disagree with this. Well, not the point with the suicide. It's a serious thing, right? Obviously, if you have suicidal thoughts, talk to someone. Don't push it down. You really need to talk it off. But let's talk about pronouns. I feel like if your pronoun is different than what you look like, or what's normalized, let's say, according to the biology, right? It should be your responsibility to let us know. Because I'm sorry, but if someone comes to me and he's going to be, or she's going to be, or it, them, whatever, right? If they're going to be like, what's your pronoun? I'm going to get pissed off. That's so disrespectful. Obviously, beard, hair, look like a guy. My voice is kind of like, oh, yeah, right. But yeah, obviously, I look like a guy. I am a guy. And if you doubt it, I'm going to get pissed off. And other way around. So you're saying that people might feel suicidal for mispronouncing. It's pretty much the same thing towards me. If you ask me about my pronoun, obviously I'm a guy. What are you doing asking me? And if my pronoun was different, again, it's my responsibility to let you know. Because I'm not gonna assume that everyone who looks like a girl might be a guy. Look, it's gonna be this pronoun thing. What percentage of it is? What percentage of people have a different pronoun than what they were biologically born with, right? So I know it looks like it's at least 50%, but that's only because they're usually internet warriors who are just loud. And unfortunately, average people on the internet, well, I don't know if it's unfortunately or no, they're just quiet. They read it, then they shake their head and go on with their life. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It should be your own responsibility to inform me if you want me to call you differently. The same way like you go to someone and introduce yourself. Like if you don't want me to call you, hey, you go and you say, hey, my name is John, right? And then I'm going to call you John. Easy as that. It's your responsibility, not mine.
I delegate. 23andMe had a lot of people. We had six,
Right.
seven.
You were
people.
CEO though, right?
I was CEO, but it doesn't
Okay.
mean I can oversee every single post.
Well, this
So-
is a very, very politically charged.
I hate when they do this, when they're trying to mud the water. Like you're the highest representative of the company. And if you post something like this, you should know what's going on. Like that you didn't read it doesn't mean that you're not responsible for that. Like you're the CEO of the company. What are we talking about?
Charged post that you guys put out. I would think that you would have a view on that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what is the difference between Z and Z? One of them is ZE and one is XE.
I'm not up to speed on that.
Okay. Does it concern you that
She's
not
gonna get
understanding this
canceled,
might
right?
increase the risk of depression and suicide amongst trans people?
I support my research team that felt that it's important for us to be inclusive of everybody.
That was a good
and
point.
It was very much grounded.
I agree, but it doesn't seem very inclusive if you don't know what they mean, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I respect the social team and the research team that put that post together.
But you're ignorant.
But you don't know what any of these pronouns mean, but you guys are promoting it.
I assume it's different ways people like to be referred to.
What about here, HIR? What does that mean?
I don't know either.
What about fair, FAER?
Again,
You'd agree these are pretty unusual things, wouldn't you?
I think they represent a lot of the diversity in this country.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
well, I'm trying to understand the diversity, and I'm asking you what they mean. I'll give you one more chance. Do you know what Z here, Z, Zim, fair, EM mean?
I do not.
Okay. Does that concern you that you don't know it?
He should be like, do you know what anything else than he, him, she, her, they, them means? Like, I don't know, she's fighting here to be inclusive, but she doesn't know anything. So how are you inclusive? And we got too far away from that. Just these pronouns are just some made up bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's like, what is that? XE.
According to your own post here, understanding these and using the correct pronouns would improve your product for trans and non-binary people. It seems like this is directly related to the product.
Yep.
Again, it was the team, the social team and the research team that felt strongly around putting.
Well, you were CEO, so you can't pawn
Exactly.
off responsibility to somebody else here. What about bathroom access on 23andMe's website? I've got it up here on my phone. There's a 23andMe blog, and there's a little subheading about bathroom access. Is it still 23andMe's official position that men should be using women's restrooms?
I'm not at 23andMe anymore.
Okay.
What?
Was it while you were at 23andMe?
I think we had non-gendered bathrooms as well.
Well,
Okay, I said it before. I think non-gendered bathrooms are okay. I would say it's lesser evil. Like, yes, we have few people who are transgender. So non-gender bathrooms are still better than allowing access to the females' bathrooms to the men. And I'm gonna say this story from the Good Life. So Good Life in Canada has the policy that if the guy says that he feels like a woman or woman, might be just for one day, he needs to be allowed to the women changing rooms. And it's just ridiculous. And it's disgusting. And all I'm thinking about is protecting our kids. Like, really? If you have a guy going to the women changing room and there's some little girl changing, do you really think it's okay for her to see male genitalia? To be literally forced to see it because of some agenda like this? And it's just ridiculous. No, it's brutal. And I'm not talking right now. I'm not even talking about transgender women. I'm just talking about the guy who decides that today he feels like a woman. And we know there is a guys who will do this, right? How are you gonna fight them off? You won't, because good life policy is you have to let them into the changing rooms. And the women can't say anything about it either, because then they're gonna be called names, right? It's just ridiculous. Again, I'm so glad President Trump won and he's changing this in America, and I hope it will go all the way around the world. And don't get me wrong, regarding discrimination, that's illegal, right? So if there's a transgender person or member of LGBTQ who's discriminated, well, there's law for this. So go sue whoever discriminated you. You can full on crucify him according to the law. I'm okay with it. But why are you pushing something like this? Like that's going a little too overboard.
Oh, that's not what this is referring to. This is referring to laws that seek to force, in your own words, force trans individuals to use a restroom that does not correspond to their gender identity. Is it, while you were there, was it 23andMe's position that men should be using women's restrooms?
I think our position was just to make sure that we're applicable to laws.
That this isn't in reference. This is actually against laws that would stop people from using the wrong restroom.
Yeah.
So this is actually against laws.
I haven't seen, I don't have that post in front of me, so I can't comment specifically.
Oh my God.
Was it 23andMe's
Such a
position while you were there
olivism.
that children should be transed? Because that's on this website as well.
What?
I don't know specifically what you're referring to.
I can read you a little bit about it. Supports gender-affirming healthcare such as hormones in surgery for trans youth.
What?
I think 23andMe referred specifically some of the pediatric guidelines.
Sounds to me like you took a genetic...
No. Child abuse, child assault, send these people to the prison. Like no. Unless they're adults, they should not decide about anything like this. If they're not able to get a tattoo, if they're not able to watch porn, if they're not able to drink alcohol, what are we talking about that they're able to decide to do life-changing surgery and hormonal blockers, all of this? No. The parent is responsible for their kids until they're adults. And this should be included in this responsibility. Like, no, this is too much. And again, I can't say that enough. Thank God President Trump won.
company which you built, and congratulations for doing that, and turned it into a woke social justice organization. You want to run away from that now. Doesn't sound like you even knew what you were talking about at the time. You don't know what any of these pronouns mean, and now realize that this is politically not very popular. Says a lot about where your convictions were and what you meant here. So,
well, she did all of this during the Biden's administration, right? I'm not sure about the pronouns. Did she do it during the Biden's administration? Well, probably, because President Trump just stomped on it really hard, right? So now, obviously, she's trying to be like, I did not do it. I was in charge of everything, but I did not do it. No, freaking ridiculous.